Hey everyone, so we're back with another desktop connector update. This is version 17. Version's a little bit different. There's some changes that have come. Some of it has to do with file previews and stuff in ACC, things like that, and how it's displaying files. But the point was to make it faster. We'll see how that goes, but here we are to talk about the install. Now the beauty of 17 is much like 16, it will install over the top, so you don't have to do much else. We basically have gotten the download off the website and just unpacked the files. Normally this is named with like the 002 folder. I always rename mine with the version. Lets me know that I'm working with the right thing. Also when I deploy it, I can know if it's on the machine. So here's kind of the setup files. This is just the straight web download, unzipped, and put here in my input Autodesk folder. So if we go back to there, we're going to look at our PowerShell script. So this is a product I deployed a few weeks ago when it came out, but we can take a look at the script. So here's kind of what this script is doing. Basically, I have this Autodesk folder inside my deployment package. It's going to first take everything in that folder and copy it to C Autodesk. Why? Because things seem to run cleaner from there. Autodesk uses that folder. Why not, right? So the next thing it's going to do is kill desktop connector running on the machine, because even if you start the install, if it's running, it causes a problem. So we force quit out of desktop connector. Beauty here is even if someone has Revit open, it's not going to cause any issues. Maybe if they're opening a file at that exact moment, but these installs are fairly fast. Next, we call our setup. So just know your path. It's basically going to be that folder from C Autodesk down to it. It should be noted in some of the version of 16 they added this image as another folder for whatever reason in the structure, but just call it there with the silent. You see we're using a command prompt and calling it even though we're in PowerShell. I have a 2-minute wait. This is basically once the install is done, and then I delete the folder. This is just to keep space clean on the user C drive. We have a few machines that are older. This helps kind of install it and remove it. You don't need the install folder once you're done with desktop connectors. You do for your main apps, because the way some of the service packs install, you need to have that main Revit install or something like that. But desktop connector, it's fine to delete right out. So I've run this on my machine, so we'll see that I'm already on version 17. So I know this PowerShell works, right? But we are going to go and basically package it up, right? So we're going to go into our Intune folder. We say we're going to call our script. Call our packager, and we're going in our input Autodesk folder. Like I said, you don't have to have 2 different input folders. I do just for this, so I don't have to keep making the Autodesk folder. And then we're going to call our desktop connector install.ps1, because that's our PowerShell script. That's going to start our package. And we're putting in the output folder. So I'm going to go ahead and zip this up. In a minute, we're going to have our file. This is probably a good gig or two when it's all said and done. So we will let this go. And I can show you what we'll use for the detection rules. Again, it's going to be the registry key. We're going to find the desktop connector and kind of go from there. This is going to take just a little bit while it packages up. So while that's going, we will take a look at our registry. So we will come up to here and we will find desktop connector. So there you go. This is going to be the key we target as our detection rule. We're going to do this. Again, I use display version. You're welcome to use whatever key you want, but the version's always, the version. So it's useful. So we'll use that in our detection rule in Intune. So this is going to package up. And I'm going to bring over kind of my portal. You can see I already have the app up. It's been up for a bit. We've rolled this out kind of right away. It's funny, our one failed machine is my test machine, so I know it was out of space when it tried to run. So here you'll see how many you've installed, how many total machines, who's pending. You can click into it, see computer names, get all the information you want. We're going to come and look at properties. But you can see here, we grabbed the release notes just from the help page, kind of what's new. Our install command is just calling our PowerShell script, plain and simple. Nothing crazy there. Our uninstall command is again right here, the uninstall string from the registry key. You put that in there. You're not really going to use it that much, but it's good to have it in there. And then, like I said, our detection rule is here. So we would go to that uninstall key, display version, and pick it. And then you're kind of off to the races. We deploy this out to all machines, so everyone gets it. We do have an exclude group of machines like conference room systems and stuff like that. We also make it available for users in case anybody needs to reinstall it from like company portal because something broke. So there's that. One other thing that I think is important that people should know. There were some issues in early versions of Revit 2026. And I'm not sure if it was that or one of the plugins, but something brought a basically bad version of the Microsoft C++ distributable package, which has caused issues across a number of Autodesk programs. If you have the Intune suite licenses, you have the ability to create enterprise apps and from the catalog, and a lot of the Microsoft installs like .NET, things like that can be found there. You just pick it and add it as you run. We basically took the latest version of this redistributable, made it a required install. It basically repaired every computer's. We're not sure if it was early Revit 2026, which had a ton of problems that had it as part of the install package. If it was part of the 25H2 update causing something. But we found that this was a package that seemed to get damaged pretty easily at some point in one of the applications. So we pushed it out with Intune to basically repair it all. And since then, our computers have been flying. So if you're running into slow startups with Revit, or you're just seeing things slightly hang in Windows 11, take a look at this redistributable. If you don't have the Intune suite or the enterprise app catalog, you could just make it, just download it. For example, if I click into this, you can see kind of the you just get the file. It's just the the command is basically this. It's going to run on the machine. It's going to do a check. The detection rules are nice to get automatically, but this is something I would check if you're having issues with any Autodesk programs, especially the 2026 and newer ones. Check this out, because running that repair could fix things. And then we can go back and see our package is done. So what you would basically see is an output package here. It's about 2 gigs. You're going to upload that when you make your desktop connector app, and just put in the registry keys and stuff we mentioned earlier, and you'll be off to the races. Again, this one definitely cleans up a lot of stuff. 17 is a very, very clean version so far, so definitely worth the upgrade. Thanks, everyone.